The ultimate beginner's guide to bonsai. Turn a simple plant into a living work of art. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Take a look at these. You're not looking at ordinary houseplants. You're looking at centuries of history, dedication, and living, breathing art. This is the world of bonsai, and if you've ever felt intimidated by those perfect, tiny trees, thinking it's too difficult, too expensive, or only for experts, I'm here to tell you that's just not true. I'm Rule RX, and for years I've been obsessed with this incredible art form, and today I'm peeling back the curtain. This isn't just a quick guide. This is the ultimate, comprehensive beginner's tutorial designed specifically for you right here in the USA. We're going to cover everything from choosing your first tree based on your US climate zone to mastering the essential techniques. By the end of this video, you won't just know about bonsai. You'll be ready to get your hands dirty and start creating your own miniature masterpiece. So hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth gardening and bonsai content, and let's dive into the fascinating world of how to get started in bonsai. Part 1. Understanding the art and philosophy. What exactly is bonsai? Before we grab the tools, let's understand what we're doing. The word bonsai is Japanese, literally meaning planted in a container. But it's so much more. It's the practice of cultivating small trees that mimic the shape and scale of full-size trees in nature. It is not a genetically dwarfed plant. It's a regular tree or shrub kept miniature through careful pruning, wiring, and root restriction. The philosophy? It's about patience, harmony, and connecting with nature. It forces you to slow down, observe, and truly understand the life cycle of a tree. It's a centuries-old tradition that's surprisingly accessible today. Part 2. Choosing your first tree. The climate conundrum. Choosing the right tree is the single most important decision for a beginner, especially when considering the diverse climates across the United States. This is where most beginners trip up. Outdoor bonsai versus indoor bonsai. Every tree, regardless of its size, needs its specific environment. Outdoor bonsai, the real deal. These are temperate climate trees, pines, junipers, maples, elms. They must experience the change of seasons, including a period of cold dormancy, to survive long term. If you live in a region that has 4 distinct seasons, like the Northeast, Midwest, or Pacific Northwest, these are your best bet. Indoor bonsai, the tropical or subtropical option. These are tropical or subtropical species that do not need a cold dormancy period. They are perfect for consistent indoor temperatures, making them ideal for apartments or colder U.S. climate zones. Think Ficus, Chinese elm, or the ever-popular Hawaiian umbrella tree or Cephalera. Top starter trees for the USA by region. For beginners everywhere, indoor. Ficus, fig tree. Incredibly hardy, tolerant of low light, though it prefers bright, and recovers quickly from pruning mistakes. A true beginner champion. For cold climates, outdoor, zones 4 to 8. Juniper, Procumbens nana, or Shimpaku. Evergreen, rugged, and you can practice wiring immediately. They love full sun. Japanese maple. Iconic, stunning fall color, but requires a protected winter dormancy in a cold garage or unheated shed. For warm climates, outdoor, zones 9 to 11. Bougainvillea or Brazilian rain tree. These thrive in the heat and humidity of the South, Florida, Texas, and Southern California. They are vigorous growers and reward your efforts quickly. The golden rule. Always research your tree's specific needs and your USDA Hardiness Zone before buying. The species you choose dictates everything: watering, soil, and winter care. Where to source your material? You have 4 main options. Pre-bonsai nursery stock. This is my favorite beginner method. Go to your local garden center, look for small, healthy shrubs with a thick trunk base called the nebari and good low branching. Boxwood, holly, cedar, and Japanese maples are common, excellent candidates. You get a larger, more developed trunk for a fraction of the price. A pre-starter bonsai. A pre-potted tree, styled, is a quick entry point, but be wary of the cheap mall bonsai. They are often sickly or incorrectly potted. Buy from a reputable bonsai nursery. Cuttings or seeds. This is the cheapest but slowest path. It requires the most patience. We're talking 5+ years to get a decent trunk. Collecting or yamadori. Digging up wild trees. This is for advanced hobbyists only and requires ecological knowledge and proper permits. Part 3. Essential tools and supplies. You don't need the $500 toolkit right away. Start simple. The beginner's toolkit, must-haves. A concave branch cutter. This is the most crucial specialized tool. It makes a scoop-shaped cut that allows the bark to heal over completely, leaving no ugly nub or scar. Get one good one. Sharp scissors or shears for pruning leaves, small shoots, and fine twigs. A good sharp pair of regular garden shears will work for now. Aluminum or copper wire. Aluminum is easier for beginners as it's softer and less likely to cut into the bark. Get 3 to 4 gauges, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters. Pliers or wire cutter, to cut and manipulate your wiring. A root rake or chopstick, essential for detangling roots during repotting. Watering can or hose nozzle, one that can deliver a fine, gentle spray to avoid washing away the soil. Soil and potting, the recipe for life. Bonsai is not potted in regular garden soil. Standard soil holds too much water, suffocates the roots, and causes rot. Bonsai requires a fast-draining, airy, inorganic substrate. The goal is drainage and aeration. A common beginner mix is a 1:1:1 ratio. Akadama, a hard-baked clay from Japan. It absorbs water and releases nutrients. Note, if you are in a cold climate in the U.S., Akadama can break down quickly in freezing conditions. A good substitute is baked crushed molar clay or oil dry. Pumice, porous, lightweight volcanic rock. It improves drainage and aeration. Lava rock, similar to pumice, provides air pockets and trace minerals. The pot. Start with the sturdy, inexpensive training pot. It doesn't need to be beautiful yet. The training pot, usually a deeper plastic nursery pot, lets the roots develop faster and healthier than a shallow display pot.
Part 4. The 4 pillars of bonsai care. If you master these 4 elements, your tree will thrive. 1. Watering, the beginner's biggest test. This is where the soil mix earns its keep. Since your soil drains quickly, you will need to water more frequently than a regular houseplant. When to water? Only water when the top inch of the soil feels dry to the touch. If it's a sunny, windy summer day, you might water once or twice a day. In the winter, you might water once a week. Never water on a schedule. Always water on need. How to water? Water until it runs freely out of the drainage holes. Wait 10 to 15 minutes and then water again. This ensures the entire root ball is saturated. Pro tip for USA beginners: your climate is key. If you live in the arid southwest, you will need to water far more frequently than someone in the humid southeast. Be an observer of your tree and environment. 2. Light. Sun is life. Outdoor trees, such as junipers and maples, most need full sun, at least 6 hours of direct sunlight, to grow vigorously and develop small, compact foliage. They are not shade trees. Indoor trees, such as ficus and Chinese elm, need the brightest spot you can give them. A south-facing window is ideal. Consider supplementing with an affordable LED grow light, especially during the shorter winter days. 3. Fertilizing. Feeding the beast. Bonsai trees live in tiny pots with limited nutrients, so you must fertilize to keep them healthy. When to fertilize? Fertilize only during the growing season, spring to early fall. Never fertilize a sick, dormant, or newly repotted tree. What to use? A slow-release, balanced fertilizer, like a 10-10-10, is a great starting point. Organic fertilizers are popular in the bonsai community for their gentle, steady release. The key is to fertilize lightly and often, rather than heavily and sporadically. Winter care, dormancy, crucial for outdoor species. If you chose an outdoor tree, you must protect it in the winter. Dormancy is a survival mechanism. If it doesn't get cold enough, the tree will die. If it gets too cold, it will also die. The sweet spot, the tree needs to be protected from wind and harsh freezing and thawing cycles, but still kept cold, just above freezing, generally 35 degrees Fahrenheit to 45 degrees Fahrenheit, or 1 degree Celsius to 7 degrees Celsius. Protection options: a cold frame or greenhouse, an unheated garage or shed, the easiest option. Place the pot on the ground and wrap the container in burlap or bubble wrap for insulation. Burying. In mild winter areas, such as parts of the South, you can bury the pot in the garden and cover the roots with mulch. Part 5. Shaping techniques: pruning, wiring, and repotting. Now for the fun part, shaping your tree. This is where you become the artist. 1. Pruning, the core of bonsai. Pruning controls the shape, reduces the size of the foliage, and encourages dense branching. There are two main types: structural pruning, or heavy, done primarily in late winter to early spring, before the buds open. This is where you remove large, unwanted branches, like a vertical, straight apex, or a branch that crosses another, to establish the primary design. Remember the concave cutter here. Maintenance pruning, detail, done throughout the growing season. Candle pruning, for pines, removing the new soft candles, new growth shoots, in spring to manage vigor and shorten needles. Leaf cutting, for maples or elms, removing large leaves in midsummer to encourage a flush of smaller, more delicate leaves. This is for health and aesthetics. Shoot pinching, pinching out the soft new tips of growing shoots to encourage two new shoots to emerge from the same point, creating ramification or finer, denser branching. 2. Wiring, directing growth. Wiring is how we gently but firmly bend branches and the trunk into a desired shape. The 45-degree rule. Wrap the wire around the branch at a constant 45-degree angle. This provides maximum holding power without kinking. Anchoring. Always anchor the wire to the trunk or a stronger branch first. For smaller branches, you can use the double wire method, where one wire secures two parallel branches. Setting the bend. Once wrapped, use your thumbs to gently and slowly bend the branch into position. Listen for any cracking. If you hear a sound, stop. Wire removal. This is critical. You must remove the wire before it bites into the bark. For fast-growing trees, this can be as little as 4 to 6 weeks. Cut the wire off. Do not unwrap it, or you risk breaking the branch. If the wire leaves a slight mark, it's a temporary scar and usually fades. It's a learning experience. Cut the wire off immediately and only rewired the following year. 3. Repotting. Root health is tree health. Repotting isn't just moving the tree to a new pot. It's about pruning the roots to encourage a fine, healthy root mass, and is essential for survival in a small container. When to repot? Most young, vigorous trees need repotting every 2 to 3 years. The best time to repot is in early spring, just as the buds start to swell. How to repot? Gently remove the tree from its pot. Use your root rake or chopstick to loosen and remove the old soil from the sides and bottom. You will likely see a dense, circular root mass. Use sharp shears to trim away the outer 1/3 to 1/2 of the root mass. The goal is to stimulate new fibrous roots, not thick, woody ones. Sift your new, fast-draining soil and add a thin layer to the bottom of the pot over the drainage screens. Anchor the tree to the pot with thick wire threaded through the drainage holes. This stops the tree from shifting, which is deadly to new root growth. Fill the remaining pot with new soil, using a chopstick to work the soil into all the air pockets among the roots. A note of caution: repotting is stressful. Do not prune the foliage heavily in the same year as a heavy root pruning. Give the tree time to recover. Part 6. Troubleshooting and next steps. The top 3 beginner problems and how to fix them. Yellow leaves or foliage drop. The number one cause is improper watering, either too much, causing root rot, or too little, drying the roots out. First, check the soil. Second, check for pests like spider mites, especially on indoor trees. Wire scars. You left the wire on too long. This happens. In time, as the tree grows and the trunk thickens, the scar will often fade, but it might remain. It's a learning experience. Cut the wire off immediately and only rewire the following year. My tree died in winter. You didn't give it proper dormancy protection. It either froze solid or dried out completely. Always keep dormant trees slightly moist and protect them from severe temperatures. Your bonsai journey starts now. Bonsai is not instant gratification. It's about the journey and the relationship you build with your tree. It's okay to make mistakes. Every master artist has a mountain of failures behind their successes. Your homework is simple. Start small, start simple, and get a ficus or a juniper. Now, go grab some nursery stock, buy some wire, and let the journey begin. Happy growing, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.